Alright, let's go meet this Grimshadow. Is that all us on the bridge? Is it just him? I thought that there was Inquisitors here, you said too. I just said, hello there. So what did I miss here? Grimshadow says magic tricks? What was he talking about? What kind? Your kind oppresses as is against everything that is free in these lands. Magic tricks. I'm searching for someone. Who might that be? A young girl, auburn hair. She might have come through this way. Is Gwendolyn's hair auburn? Oh, so it is her he's looking for. What might you need with her? I'm not gonna shy away and hide anything from him. I'm not gonna lie to him, but I'm just gonna tell him as it is. If what do you unfinished business? Does she owe you coin? Because if it's a debt, I'll just pay the debt and he can leave. But I want him to say his intentions so that way we know, you know what I mean? He says, awfully apprehensive, simple question, have you seen her? Look around you, BloodHaven is vast. We have seen many, many young girls with auburn hair. I would be more inclined if I knew what this was about. I trust you are not here in BloodHaven to start any problems. I don't start problems, the Inquisitors and I finish them. In BloodHaven you shall do no such thing. We have many towers, he says. Wonder what that even really means, to be honest. Such a fitting name for a town of blood brothers. What does that mean? Such a fitting name? Oh, he's talking about BloodHaven? We give refuge to those who require it. If you are harboring this young girl, you will only bring problems for yourselves. I said, we give refuge to those who require it. BloodHaven is and always will be a haven for those in need. So I just said, let me be very, very clear. If you wish to start problems with us or ours, the weight of 1,000 worlds will fall upon you. Let's see here. So he says, from the show of force, I can believe that she is here. I said, it is not normal for people to come into BloodHaven with weapons drawn, so the response is normal. Because he came into town with his weapon out. That's not like a normal thing you do. You don't just walk into town with your giant sword pulled. So Maven says, calls to Void, I have not roused the rest of our ranks, my lord, shall I? Ah, my mace. And then Grimshadow said, ah, the mace. I use this to bash in skulls. And I replied to Maven saying, Moon, I do not think this is required. I believe Grimshadow here was mistaken and will soon be on their way. Use this to bash in skulls. What the hell? He says, I'll be on my way, but heed my warning. This girl is not who you think she is. I said, so I take it you're here to bash a young girl's skull in? Do I have this correct? Even if she were here, who is she to you? If you come bearing a warning, why not be frank? He says, it seems the job was not done correctly the first time, so I came to finish it. If he was trying to warn us, hey, that girl's dangerous, you'd think he'd just be frank and say, hey, she burned down a village and she killed 20 people, I'm here to finish her off. Like, why wouldn't he be frank about it? Because these people potentially killed her mother, which could be Lonely Shade in town. And then, yeah, you might be right, Gwydion. Maybe they tried to kill her and she escaped. Let's see, what is he... oh, Moon says, eyes down at Grimshadow. It sees that we may be dealing with some low-level brigades. Oh my god. She is no one of consequence to me, only a prophecy to put to an end. A prophecy? No, he's role playing good. And I think the RP of him is that he is a hard ass and he's trying to, I don't think he's like being a douchebag personally. I think he's playing well. But I'm trying to play the hardball too because I'm not scared of him and I never would be under any circumstances. I would strike him down where he stood if I could, if I needed to, and I need him to understand that as well. I'm not going to have anyone come into my town weapon drawn and try to play tough in BloodHaven. Blood Brothers will never stand for that. And they need to understand, like Sa was saying, you're not going to come into town like that and be surrounded by 50 people. I know we don't have 50 people here, but if we needed to, you're not going to come into here. We would have so many people come down upon you. Yeah, even 10 people, there's zero chance that you're going to do anything. Yo, Graz, I predict someone's end, but it's not a young girl's. What the hell? I said, if you had a warning, coming into town with weapons drawn seems like a bad first impression. What is this prophecy? Let's see what he has to say. I mean, I only just met her. I don't really know her that much. I just know what she's been telling me. I mean, I literally put her through a ritual and gave her the worst stomachache and nightmare she's ever going to experience in her life, trying to get her memories back. I don't think she would have endured that if she was just duping me. I warned her ahead of time, saying, this is going to be terrible. You're not going to enjoy this. I even gave her bread saying this will maybe help absorb some of it, and she willingly went forward with it. So I think she actually had amnesia. Who would want to have gut-wrenching pain, all this kinds of discomfort, and the worst nightmares you could ever imagine to try and dupe me? Grimshadow says there's an ancient prophecy. They spoke of a girl born under the blood moon. That is her, no doubt about it, because she told me she was born under a blood moon. This girl was said to possess a unique connection to the land and the powers to harness the magic of the mist lens. This girl was born during a blood moon. She is the child. I said, are not many born to the blood moon? Surely there's not one birth during a blood moon. So what is the actual prophecy then? Ancient prophecy that a girl is born to the blood moon. This girl possesses a unique connection to the land. What if I throw a curveball and say I was born during a blood moon? Many had found themselves under the blood moon, smiles with mischievousness in her eyes. Grimshadow says, all the others have stained my mace. I was born under a blood moon. Would you like to try me? You're not a girl though, Graz. Does this prophecy say why the connection she has with the land is a bad thing? I'm just curious why this inherent connection to the land and the power to harness the magic of the Mistlands is a dangerous thing. The potential she carries, the Mistlands will either consume her or awaken her powers. Power is but a tool. Who is to say she will not use it for good? Because just to say she has power, I have powers. I can freaking have a mesmerize helmet. Does that mean I need to die because I have powers, you know? Like, why are her powers innately dangerous? Why do you think she's going to do evil with them? If he's actually trying to be a good person and strike out evil, something simply having some type of power does not necessarily mean that this can be used for evil. Grimshadow says, if she is not here, then maybe the brown and white bears have torn her flesh from bone, and that is where she was left. Is that what you do with your power, Voidlock? What does that mean? Oh, he's asking if I use my power for good. All of the Order of the Blood Brothers members use our power for good. By any means, if required. He did put his weapon away. Anyone else want some of this plum? Puts hand out with plum. It's just casually eating a plum. Yes, by any means. I border on the line of chaotic good. My title is Chaos Commander. So I said, let me be frank with you. If you wish to gain my trust and prove to me that she is a danger and that these powers will be used for evil, then you must be frank with me. There is not a chance in this world that I will allow injustice in BloodHaven. Who's behind me? Oh, I didn't even look behind me. I didn't even see you guys there for a minute. I was staring at him so much doing the RP. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 of us here. And he's... Oh, and the bridge. Where's the... Oh, you're over there on the bridge. 10 of us. There is naught I know about her intentions. All I know is She must be destroyed. Who has ordered you to destroy her? Surely he has a master then at this point, because if he's just told to destroy her, he has no... If he's being paid to do it, he's just a mercenary, or he's just hired to do it, or informed that he must do this. If he was actually the one who wanted her destruction, he would have a reason for it. So he is the henchman. He's not the one pulling the strings, and I want to know who it is who's pulling the strings. The Almighty. Are you suggesting the gods informed you to destroy this girl? She was to be burned alive. Oh, they burned down the village. They thought she died in the burning down of the village. Yes, she was to be burned alive, but it seems you can't trust those under you. Without any supporting information, you take a bad dream as if it were an act, or as it were an act on it to destroy a girl's life. I don't think he's going to like that, questioning his god's vision, or however it was given to him, you know? Not just her. Not just her. Everyone. Oh, he said, "'Tis good you built most of the houses here with stone." What did he say? I don't make threats, I make promises. Keep her safe, and you, as you will, Voidlock. She will never be safe as long as I breathe. And then I said, take your leave, or be removed with force. I don't want to see you on the blood list. How is he going to say that, though? He's acting so tough, literally surround. We would freaking tie him up and hang him over the bridge until he drowned. Like, what is he? I don't get it. Can several people see him out of the town's vicinity? I did let him know if PvP were on, walking out might not be an option, but thanks for the RP. I said that out of character. That was very interesting. So, if he actually had some reason to want to kill her because she was dangerous, why not tell me what that is to try and get me on his side rather than trying to intimidate me? Intimidating me is clearly never going to work. I think that's been made abundantly clear. And that's my problem. I think that he doesn't have a good reason. I think that he is... I think this whole RP is very cool, but I think he doesn't have a reason to kill her. The Divine has spoken to him and told him, you must smite the born under the blood moon. There could be a good reason for that, but even if the Divine talked to me and I thought I had some actual freaking trip that was for the Divines telling me to do these things, I would have to verify. That's just the type of person I am, you know? Right, I agree. They should be questioning it and trying to find out more as to why do all these people born on the blood moon need to die. Okay, she has magic where she's connected to the earth or the lands and the mist. Why is that inherently bad? Like if someone came to me and they said, I have these powers, I'm connected to the earth and I'm scared, I don't know how to use them, I would take them under my wing, bring them into the clan, show them to use their powers for good, not just be like, you have to die. It doesn't really make much sense, you know? I guess because he's role-playing as the Inquisition, yeah, that would kind of make a little more sense. They're more like zealous. Oh, I guess that does make sense then. Yeah, so Saja said he's RPing as if he's part of the Inquisition because they do have high numbers, but he should also understand that the gear we're wearing came from killing his brethren then, though, you know what I mean? Like, we have raided your towers and taken... I can go solo a tower of your entire Inquisition, so... I don't know. It's kind of a convoluted little gray area in the RP, but I'm having fun with it nonetheless. I do appreciate that. So if you're watching this, thanks for the RP. It was a lot of fun. That may be the same person who's playing her. They could be playing both ends. We don't know at this point. I don't know who these people are, but that's their choice to have it been narrowed down by it. You know, having their RP narrowed down by choosing to be one of the Inquisition. That's on them. So I'm okay with it. It kind of makes sense if they, feel they have so many people and whatnot. They have towers everywhere. I will say, though, if I had the ability to tear down those towers, we would have already. So they would not be any in Tremin. Tremin would be 100% free of any Inquisition or oppression at all. We would wipe out all dungeons that were harboring dark entities or things that wanted to do people harm. They would all be eradicated from Tremin. And probably Dolovan and all the surrounding areas, we would have made sure that would have been eradicated based purely on our military prowess. That would have not been an issue whatsoever. But I can respect the RP nonetheless. I think it's fun. I think it's cool. I think that they're taking an interesting role that maybe other people would be too scared to take. So I think it is a cool stance. They just need to know who they're messing with. And maybe he doesn't know who they're messing with. They would have if PvP and RP would have been coming to the greater area by now. So they would have known who they were messing with, because the Blood Brothers are not going to be walked all over. I'm not going to have people come into BloodHaven, weapons drawn, and try to demand that we turn over civilians. BloodHaven is a haven for a reason. That's why it's part of the name. It is a haven for all those who need refuge in this world. And it will always remain that. And under my reign, that will never falter. He got chased by boars and almost died. Are you serious? Yo, you healed him? Oh my gosh. What a power move. You almost died to boars. That's hilarious. But no, I need people to understand, especially once the game goes to full release, that the Order of the Blood Brothers and BloodHaven are a refuge for all. It's kind of like Baldur's Gate. They have all weird creatures of different races, different religions, all coming together under. You have temples of all these different temples of the gods within Baldur's Gate, and that's what BloodHaven is all about. His RP could be that they have some insight into being born of the Blood Moon, but then who's to say I can't throw a curveball and say, well, our people knew about you knowing about people, and so they did a ritual of concealment or something. You know, you can go back and forth, but that's why you don't step on people's toes when it comes to RP. I try to give a wide berth, but when it comes to establishing my own dominance and the Blood Brothers' dominance and BloodHaven as a refuge, there can be no mistake. Like, if she's here in our town, you will not find her, you will not harm her. You know, that's just not going to happen. If there actually was PvP, I would probably have a little more, how do I put it? I would have a little more restraint, because my character, you know, my character would not just go straight to the, you're going to die if you don't tell me why you're here. It would be more of a, and I think he would have more of a calm demeanor to him as well. If he came in so hot into a town, gets surrounded by 10 guards, that fear of your character getting permanent death or permanently deleted, like if this was real life, would be severe. You would have you would come to me and say, I have information about a girl that you may be harboring here and you don't know who she is. Let me explain and try to get you on my side, rather than acting tough with me. But nevertheless, these are the circumstances we find ourselves in. I do look forward to that level of emergent gameplay coming to the game, though. I think that is going to be absolutely amazing when that stuff is a thing. You know, maybe if within your own plots, you can kill intruders in the future, that would be interesting. You can set your plot to be a PvP zone. If you want to come on my property, you can be PvP here. That would stop people from breaking and entering and trying to steal stuff from your chest. If they come on your land or your clan land, they're flagged for a certain amount of time, but there would need to be warnings at the border so that way people wouldn't cross through. And you know, the roads are neutral, so if they stayed exactly on the road, maybe they wouldn't be flagged. There can be interesting systems that they can implement to allow it to function, but it's going to be fun to see what they do in the future. But nevertheless, that's some really fun RP. I mean, that was a 40-minute RP, just him strolling into town. So he went east, out of town. How far did you guys escort him? Did you go past the second bridge? To the second bridge, and then you left him? He went south? So he went down back into the mist, it would appear, or he went back to the towers, because that's where those towers are, south up the road. If he's RPing as Inquisition, he would be at those towers then, most likely.
In a castle cold and gray, Gwendolyn's heart did stray. Magic flowed through her veins, a whispered wind sang her name. In the forest green and wild, she roamed free like a child. Nature bent to her will, peace and power she instilled. Oh, Gwendolyn the fair, with flowers in her hair, nature's made so true, a world seen through her hue. Rivers danced at her command, mountains bowed to her hand. Animals gathered near, singing songs pure and clear. By moonlight she would weave spells so none would grieve. Ancient spirits she called, her enchantments would enthrall. Oh, Gwendolyn the fair, with flowers in her hair, nature's mate so true, a world seen through her hue.